Does content creation swallow your entire day? Research, writing, hunting for images, yet you still feel behind? You're not alone. The social media grind burns out countless creators and businesses. Let's fix that. In this video, I'll show you step by step how to escape that endless grind by building your very first AI content agent with n8n in under 15 minutes. We'll use nothing but nearly free tools and absolutely no coding. Just drag and drop blocks that turn any idea into a polished caption and a matching visual in seconds. Here's a quick demo. I text trending healthy energy drink alternatives to my bot. A few seconds later, it delivers a scroll-stopping image and a caption that's already researched, up to date, and ready to post. And making changes is just as effortless. I simply add included person in the visual, hit send, and the agent spins up a fresh image that fits the new request. Tweak it again if you like and keep iterating until it's perfect. That's exactly what we will be building today. Here's what you'll master. How to use n8n's visual drag and drop builder to create automations and AI agents, no code required. Craft a rock-solid system prompt so your agent writes like a pro copywriter. Leverage generous free tier APIs to keep your costs low. And learn how to hook n8n into virtually any service or tool that offers an HTTP endpoint. To make this build as painless as possible, I've bundled every prompt, the full n8n workflow template, and a quick start guide into my Google Drive. Just grab it from the link in the description. Follow along click for click, and by the end of this video you'll have a powerful, customizable content machine you can adapt to any niche. Alright, let's dive in. First, you'll need to get into n8n. You have three options. Run it locally on your computer, completely free, but it only works while your machine is on. Self-host on a VPS for about $5 a month. Both options are cheaper long-term, yet it takes some tech skills to install, secure, and maintain. The best option for beginners, sign up at n8n directly. It's easy, quick, you have no maintenance, and you can start with a free trial. If this sounds right for you, there's a link in the description. Using it helps support the channel at no extra cost to you. Whichever option you pick, log in, hit create workflow, and we're ready to build. The first node will be a Telegram trigger. This allows you to work with your agents from your phone or desktop if you download the app. However, you can also choose from several other options, such as having a simple chat trigger to talk to your agent directly within the n8n UI, or using Slack, WhatsApp, or even email. To get started, click Add First Step, or simply press Tab on your keyboard to search for nodes. Look up Telegram and select On Message. Then create a new credential. To get an access token, download Telegram to your phone or desktop. Open the app and search for Botfather. Type -new bot. Then give it a name, like AI Content Agent, and another one ending with bot. After that, copy this API key, head back to n8n and paste your token right here and hit save. Now, let's click on Test Workflow. Head back to Telegram. Click this link to open your newly created bot. Hit start. As you can see here, our message went through. Now anything you send through your bot can be received by this Telegram trigger. Okay, let's continue by adding the AI agent node to our workflow. With this, you configure a smart system that controls multiple AI tasks in one place. Think of the agent as a tiny project manager that lives inside your workflow. A normal LLM node is basically a typewriter. You give it a prompt and it hands back text. Job done. The agent, on the other hand, can keep memory to store a running conversation or any data you choose, so it can answer follow-up questions with full context. It can orchestrate tools by using HTTP calls, databases, spreadsheets, CRM actions, and more. During runtime, the agent decides step by step whether it should answer directly or call one of those tools. Just like a clever assistant reaching for the right app on your phone. The agent can plan multi-step reasoning, and because it can loop through thinking, tool usage, and reflection, it's able to tackle more complex tasks. It can return structured output like perfect JSON for the next node to use without issues. And you can handle guardrails. With built-in parameters, you could cap tokens, or you can switch models on the fly, so you can always upgrade your agent with better or newer models when released. First, we need to configure the user message that our agent receives. For that, we need the query from Telegram, which we just drag over from the left side. And we want to give it the date, since the AI would otherwise have no idea what year we're even in. Let's continue with the system prompt. Just copy and paste it from the docs link below. It tells the AI exactly what its role is and what you want it to do. The best practice is to have these parts in your system prompt. A role definition clearly state what the AI agent is, its identity, and its primary purpose. This helps anchor the agent's response and behavior in every interaction. The context setting, where you provide background information, relevant details, or your goals, so the agent understands the situation or domain in which it operates. The task instructions, where you specify the main objectives, responsibilities, or actions the agent should perform. Constraints and guidelines. Here you can outline any rules, limitations, or boundaries the agent must follow, like to avoid certain topics or its tone of voice. The tool instructions. Here you explain which tools the agent has access to, when to use them, and how to select the right tool for a given task. This is crucial for agents that interact with APIs or external services. The output format, where we define how the agent should structure its responses to ensure consistency and usability of the agent's output. And lastly, the examples. Provide a sample of inputs and outputs to demonstrate the expected behavior, style, or format. For this demo, I've instructed the AI to act as an expert content creator in the fields of health and nutrition. However, you can easily adapt it to your own niche with the help of ChatGPT, or just go through it yourself and adapt any part to fit your own channel. After you're done creating your system prompt, toggle Required Structured Output Format on to define how the output must look like to use the data in the upcoming steps. For that, we will connect the structured output parser. For the schema, grab this JSON from the docs. We define it like this to get our social media copy and our image prompt. Now we can connect an LLM to our agent. Hit plus and select the OpenAI chat model. To get access, you'll first need to create an account at platform.openai.com. Then go to Settings, Billing, and purchase like $5 in credits. After that, go to API keys, create a new secret key, copy it, and back in n8n, create a new credential, and paste your key right here and hit save. Additionally, save the key somewhere else because we'll need it again later. For the model, we'll choose GPT-4 Mini because it's fast, cheap, and it does the job. The true power of the AI agent comes from its tool integration. You can add tools as nodes that the AI agent can call dynamically during conversations. Here you can see all the services that you can easily integrate. A classic is an Airtable or a Google Sheet to fetch additional information and context for the agent to complete its task. But let's say you want to integrate a tool that's not on this list. You can always use a HTTP node, given it has an API endpoint. In this workflow, I want to use a tool for additional research. The AI agent has no access to the internet, so we'll need to configure a HTTP request connected to a tool that can search the web. For that, we'll be using the GPT-4o-mini-search model. And it's really easy to set up. As with most HTTP nodes, you'll need to configure in n8n. In the docs from OpenAI, we can copy this curl and import it into the HTTP node. This basically sets up everything for us. However, we don't want to send the body as JSON. Instead, we'll use the fields below. We need to set 3 parameters. The first is the model, where we will use GPT search, and this is the correct name to reference. Now, 2 more parameters. We need the message role and the content, which you have to type like this. Messages, open bracket, 0, close bracket, dot role. And for its value, just type user. And for the second parameter, it's spelled the same as before, just with content at the end. The value needs to be the actual search query. We'll let the agent define that dynamically by clicking these stars. After that, you only need to paste in your OpenAI API key right here and name the tool Research. Now, when the AI agent detects a question, it can't answer confidently because it lacks up-to-date information. It passes the user query to this research tool. Then it runs a search and returns updated information to the agent. This approach keeps your AI's answers current and accurate without manual intervention. The only thing left is a simple memory node, so the agent has some context from our previous chats. Change the session ID to define below and drag in your chat ID from Telegram. The default is to remember the last 5 interactions, which is more than enough for our use case. Okay, and that's it for the agent. Now let's test the workflow and check if everything's working. Great, here you can see the caption that was generated and the image prompt. Here we can see that the tool call functioned as intended. We got up-to-date information that GPT searched for us. Quick tip, after a node has run once, click on it and press P to pin its output. Pinning locks in that sample data so downstream nodes can use it without re-triggering the entire flow. It saves time, GPT credits, and keeps image generation from running over and over while you tweak or debug the rest of the workflow. And once you're ready for a full end-to-end test, just make sure to unpin everything. Now that we have our image prompt, we need a node that can turn it into an actual picture. I'm using FreePik's API because every account comes with $5 in free credits. And they give you access to various AI tools such as Flux, an open source, lightning fast model that generates great results, and each render only costs 1 cent. In other words, you can create about 500 images for free. And here's the beauty of n8n. This image gen call is just one node. If you later want sharper or more stylistic visuals, swap that endpoint for GPT Image 1 or Midjourney, and the rest of the workflow keeps running unchanged. For this tutorial though, we'll stick with Flux, so the entire build stays virtually free. Let me show you how to wire it up. First, we'll add a HTTP request node to our workflow. And you can give it a name, like ImageGen. Then, similar to the HTTP request from before, we check the API docs from Freepik, look for the right image generator we want to use, and copy the curl command. Then we head back to n8n. In our node, click on Import Curl, paste it in, and hit Import. Scroll down to the JSON body, and where it says prompt, we need to drag in our image prompt expression. For the aspect ratio, I'll leave it square, but if you need another dimension, check the API docs where you'll see all your options. Under the styling, you'll also see additional options to change the aesthetic of your generated image. I'll leave it default, but you can play around with these if you'd like. Just check the docs for your available choices. Also, make sure to delete the webhook URL, we don't need it for this call. Now, to get this running, you'll need to sign up for a developer account on Freepik, which is completely free. After you signed up, click Get Free API Key, copy it, head back to n8n and paste it right here. That's it. Now, let's hit Test Step and see if our call goes through. Perfect, we got a task ID, which is exactly what we wanted. Next, we need a wait node. The image generator needs a few seconds to create the visual for us before we can access it. So, let's configure it to 5 seconds, which is often more than enough time for Flux to create the image. Then we need another HTTP node, this time to check if the image was successfully generated. To configure this, we'll head back to the Freepik docs and select the Get Status of the task option. Then copy the curl, back to n8n and import it. The only thing we'll need to configure this is the ID for the task. Delete this part, grab the expression and drag it to the end of the URL. After that, all you need to do is to paste in your Freepik API in the header value. After you're done, hit Test Step. Alright, the status says completed. and we get the link of our generated image. You can paste that link into your browser to view it. Okay, now let's rename this node getImage. Before we can grab this file, we need to be sure that the image generator actually completed its task, or the rest of the workflow would just error out. To prevent that, we'll put in an if node. Here we can configure that we only want to continue our workflow if the image generation status is actually completed. Just grab the expression of the status from the previous HTTP node, set it to equal to, and write completed. Now, if the image generation didn't finish in 5 seconds, we can loop it to wait 5 more seconds before checking again. And if the status is completed, we can proceed to download the visual. For that, we'll need another HTTP node. To download the correct image, we need to drag this expression from our getImage node into the URL field. Rename the node downloadImage and hit test step. Okay, there we have our image downloaded into our workflow to be output in the next node. Finally, we can send our image and the copy back to our Telegram chat. We'll need to set up a Telegram send photo node. Make sure to select the same credential as you did in the trigger before. Now for the chat ID. Search for the Telegram trigger on the left side to grab the expression of our chat ID. Enable binary file and leave the field as data. Now we only need one additional field for the caption. Look up the AI agent node on the left side to grab the caption output and drag it into this field. Okay, hit test step and let's see if we get the message. Great, your zero cost AI content agent is now live and delivering ready-made captions and images straight to your phone, so you can review and post with a single tap. Now let's see if the revision part of our agent functions correctly. Alright, great, it took our feedback and optimized based on that. And that's the build, an AI agent that cranks out research copy and matching images in under 10 seconds. And yes, you can wire up auto posting to your socials, but it's tricky, especially on Facebook and Instagram, so I left it out of this beginner-friendly build. But I'll walk you through the full setup in an upcoming video. In the meantime, I've linked a few solid tutorials below if you want to dive in early. And don't forget to grab the workflow files in the description. If this video was helpful, please like and subscribe, and drop a comment if you hit any roadblocks.